Today I'm gonna keg my Cryo Hop Citra beer. I've done a video before on how to keg, but I think I'll just show that process again. Why not? I have this 2.5 gallon keg. I have 1.5 gallons of beer to keg, so it won't be filled all the way. That's totally fine. And because this is gonna be in the keg, filling it halfway really is gonna be fine because the CO2 will be in it. It won't get oxidized at all. I will also dry hop in the keg as well. Weight the hops down, and that's a good way to make sure I get full contact on this. I will also make sure that I sanitize this and do the whole routine. I will also put CO2 into the carboy to put it directly into here. Well, the CO2 pushes the beer into the keg, and yeah, let's get it going. I'm adding some PBW into my keg. I do this about every 4 times I use it. It's good to do every single time though. It helps get rid of any organic matter sticking around, any scum that's sticking around. I clean my pots with it too. I'm adding hot water from the faucet. Oh, that was the idea on paper at least. And it's 3/4 ounces per gallon of water. So 2 gallons of water, 1.5 ounces of PBW. Let it sit for about 30 minutes. Give it a rinse afterward. And yeah, sanitize after that and keg. I got the dry hops in here. Gonna put this into the keg now. Purge it with CO2. All right, now I'm gonna purge the top of this with CO2. This is good to go. Everything's contained. It's purged with CO2. I'm now going to take it and put it into my chest freezer and set it to 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Keep it at that temp for about 3 days, maybe 4. Then I will drop it down to 36 degrees Fahrenheit and then add about 6 psi for a couple days, and then up to 10 psi. So I keep everything contained. I'm not going to bleed off any of the gas, which could suck out the aroma as well. So yeah, let's skip all that nonsense that I just told you and go right to the tasting. Citra Cryo Hop tasting. So this was a Cryo Hop beer, meaning it was just the powder of the hop, supposed to be double in strength, getting rid of that green matter essentially, or a large portion of the green matter. This was my basic IPA recipe, which is 2-row flaked oats and acid malt for my water, and bitter with some Chinook and Simcoe, and then just large doses of Citra. It's steeping and dry hopped during fermentation, and then dry hopped in the keg. So yeah, I'll link the recipe below in the description, and I'll also link the original brew day as well, so you can see both. But yeah, let's give a taste test here. So off the bat, the nose kind of sucks. Sort of like my weird oxidized banana-y, cheesy sort of thing going on. Not that big whopping fresh Citra that I was hoping for. The taste is okay. The taste is better than the smell. I still bought more freaking hops from the homebrew store to bitter with. I think that's the culprit yet again. It was such a small amount. It was like 0.2 ounces in the boil. Now granted, this was a 1.5 gallon batch. I think that's still the problem, is the hops I'm using to bitter with and use my IPAs with from the homebrew store are just terrible. And I really thought the Cryo Hop stuff was coming through. I thought it would power through. I thought it'd be dominant, but it isn't. And it's like the 5th IPA I've done recently. I want to say 5th. That has just been stale tasting and just very mediocre. I mean, it's drinkable. I'm okay with it, but I can't really give it out to people. I guess I could. My friends won't drink it. It's fine. It's fine. It's definitely a little better than the last one. The last one had a lot more of that weird moldy sort of stale thing going on. This is definitely fresher in the smell and taste. But it's definitely not that like great, beautiful IPA nose that you want. It could also seem to age a little longer. It's been a week in the keg. It's still a little hazy. The yeast could flocculate out a little bit. I have had IPAs that have started out like this that got better as it sat, and it hits their stride around 2 weeks into the keg.
So a week from now, it could be amazing. But as of now, it's okay. So from here on out, any IPA, I'm just going to stick to my guns. I'm going to buy everything online or have a vacuum sealed. I do have Simcoe and Equinaut hops that I could use. They are both lupulin powder as well. I've been saving them to make another IPA with. Maybe in the next week or two I'll do that. And I might try to use that in the boil or to skip the boil and just do all steeping with it. Sort of like the beer I made with Brewyard, where we did everything in steeping and Whirlpool. I might explore with hop shots. It's like an oil that the hops come in for bittering. I'm wanting to try that. It could also be some yeast issues, but I did very fresh yeast for this. Everything is super sanitized. I did a closed transfer for oxygen. I highly doubt it's those things. Yeah, it tastes fine. It just tastes like it's like an older IPA. And it shouldn't be, it's a week in the keg. I'm very curious to try the Cryo hop beer that I did at Brewyard. I think that'll be better because we only use the Cryo hops for that. And the hops are always really fresh, so it's not going to be an issue for that anyway. So yeah, that's it. I'll continue to try and make these IPAs better. I will make the perfect IPA. I've done it a couple times. I will do it again. So thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And yeah, get out there and buy some fresh hops for God's sake.